Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I wanted to do something a bit different. I wanted to talk about skin, and I wanted to show you guys what makeup looks like in real life, in natural lighting, and on skin that society would consider imperfect or problematic. The reason that I wanted to finally film this video, I was actually inspired by this. I feel like I've been seeing more people just sharing their skin journeys, talking about their quote unquote problematic skin, and that just inspired me. It inspired me to sit down and record this video for you guys, because a lot of people have been like, your skin's so perfect recently, it's so this, it's so that, which I truly appreciate your compliments so much, guys, but I promise you my skin is so far from perfect. There are filters, there are the perfect angles, perfect lighting. I do have one little light on because it is a semi-gloomy day, but it's really far and I just wanted something to just kind of give me a little bit of illumination, but it's not like my normal studio lighting, which makes your skin look more smooth. I personally don't use any filters on my skin, like smoothing filters, just because it's not my personal preference, but a lot of people do use them. And I feel like we compare our skin, the skin that we look at in the mirror, the skin that has large pores, that has hyperpigmentation, that has texture, and we compare it to pictures that we see on Instagram and videos that we see on YouTube that have the perfect everything in order to get that look. So I just want to kind of bring it back, make this video very like real. This is also like a semi-vulnerable moment for me. I definitely have come a long way when it comes to just loving my skin and like loving where I am, but it's still a little bit nerve-wracking to kind of go online and be like, here, look at all of my imperfections, look at all of my dark spots, look at my dark circles, my large pores, my textures, all of the things that people try to erase, which is, you know, a personal preference. If you guys want to change those things, which including myself, I definitely still want clearer skin, but it doesn't take away from the fact that I'm just trying to love myself regardless of where I am in that journey. And I'm going to bring you guys really close so you can see exactly what my skin looks like. I'm going to show you before and after pictures and the whole jazz. So here is what we are working with currently. Like I said, I've been using a ton of products just to like lighten my hyperpigmentation, just cleanse my skin and just get me to a clearer place. But I have put in a lot of time, a lot of patience. So definitely give yourself the same grace, be patient with your skin and be patient with yourself. Don't get overwhelmed and flustered if you start breaking out, because it's totally normal. It's part of the human experience and no one is perfect. I'm gonna get really close. So right here, I have some large pores. I also have texture, a little bit of breakouts right now. On this side's the same. This is where I have my large pores, but I have some texture going on. I have a few breakouts and of course, hyperpigmentation. So yeah, now that I've taken the veil down, let's jump into it. So the first thing I'm going to use is Your Skin But Better Primer. This is the one by It Cosmetics. And I'm keeping this look pretty natural, but I just want you guys to really see what skin looks like. I feel like I've been hearing a lot of times people were like, my makeup doesn't look that way. Like it doesn't look like that way when I apply it. And I think it's because people that are on social media know exactly how to mask their imperfections, whether it be filters, Photoshop, Facetune, angles, lighting, all of those things really come into play when getting the perfect photo. So don't compare your real skin to what people look like online when they're sitting in their studio that they have spent thousands of dollars to get the perfect setting. I'm gonna show you guys what we're really working with. Just applying some of that. Also, like when it comes to foundation, if you're not using a full coverage foundation, you usually have to go in with something extra to just cover any like dark marks you have, freckles, breakouts, or anything. Now, if you do have texture, texture is just one of those things that's going to show. Sometimes it's accentuated when you use products on the face, but don't freak out about it. It's totally normal. I remember back in the day, when my skin was like really not in a good place, and I was also really uncomfortable just like in my skin and like going out into the world, I always used to feel really nervous when I would meet someone, because the first thing that would come to my mind would be, how does my skin look? Because I know on social media you know, everyone uses a little bit of something just to perfect their photos, including myself. Like, I'm not, you know, saying that I don't, but I've definitely pulled back a lot just because I didn't want to do that anymore. I just didn't want to feel like I needed to do a million things because that didn't make me feel good. Now I still do like contrast stuff, fixed lighting. You know, I may take out like a few little imperfections, things that are bugging my eye just because I want my photo to be a little bit cleaner, but I'm not rearranging the aspects of my face anymore. So that's kind of where I am, because it's so easy to just like, oh, get that perfect look, but it really messes with your head when you feel like you have to do the literal most just to like present yourself to the world. So I'm taking a little bit more foundation just because I want a little more coverage in a few areas. This is the CoverFX Power Play, which I use quite often, this one. And I really like this foundation because it is like a natural finish foundation, medium coverage, but it is buildable. And I like to pat that. Now I don't want full coverage today. If I did, I would go in with like concealer and other things. I just want like a nice, clean, everyday beat. So you can see that I have some texture over here. I also have some texture up here, some on my forehead. Next, I'm going to take the Maybelline Age Rewind. This is in the shade Golden. Taking a damp beauty sponge, start doing the under eye area. And when you go in with really heavy concealer, sometimes that's going to cake up under the eyes. When you're sitting pretty far from the camera, you're not seeing that settling into fine lines. And sometimes it's nice and cakey under there. I like to like blend it out. I really want it to be a nice thin layer. You just want to go around those edges. You want that to like blend nicely into the foundation. So this is what we're looking like right now. Next, I'm going to go into a little bit of translucent powder. I'm going to be using Mercier. You want to do this before your concealer sets. And this is just to set your under eye concealer, add a little bit of brightness. You can either do the baking method, which is this one, or you can just go in with a brush, tap it into the translucent powder and kind of pat that under the eyes. It gets a similar effect, but I have an oilier T-zone, so I like to really bake that product on. While that's setting, I like to set the rest of my face. I'm going to be using the 4-in-1 Pressed Mineral Makeup. This one is by Pure Cosmetics. And I'm just going to go over those areas. Go over my lids. Just going to add a little bit of color, mattify them. And taking that same brush and dusting that away. Next, I'm going to take the Laura Mercier, the Candleglow in number 5, and I'm just going to warm up the skin a bit. This is a bronzer. This is something that's pretty subtle, as long as you don't go ham with it. Next, I'm going to go in with the Mented Cosmetics, the blush in Peach for the Stairs. Peach for the Stairs. What? The shade Peach for the Stars, which is this one. I'm taking that on that same powder brush. This one is by MAC. It is the 140S. Smiling and just going over the apples of my cheeks. Next, I'm taking this beautiful highlighter. This one is by Makeup Forever. It's called their Pro Light Fusion in shade 2 on a BH Cosmetics brush. This is the collab brush with It's My Ray Ray. Dusting off that excess. Now you want to be careful if you don't want to bring more attention to your texture. So I have some texture right here. So I'm not going to add highlight to that. I'm just adding it right above there. And next, I'm going to go in with my brow pencil. I'm going to be using the one by Pure Cosmetics. And I'm doing something very simple. Just a quick brow fill. I want to break it. Just something subtle like that. Taking that brush and diffusing that product. Just want a nice subtle brow. And then I'm taking the Girl Boy brow set. This one is by MAC, and I'm just going to set my brows. This also has a little bit of color, so it's just going to lighten my brows a bit. Next, I'm gonna go in with some mascara. I'm gonna be using Lash Freak. It's the one by Urban Decay. So I'm just curling my lashes. These are the lash curlers by Tweezerman. And this is the mascara I'm gonna be using today. So I've wanted to start making more videos just talking about like mental health and different things that I've done. I'm not sure if you guys would be interested in that type of content, but if you could just drop me a comment down below if you are. I can share my entire mental health journey. If you guys are not aware, I've struggled with depression, severe depression for like the last 4 or 5 years. And it's something that I'm like clawing my way out of very slowly. But I'm getting there and I'm definitely making some progress. So I would love to make that type of content for you guys if you're interested. So yeah, just let me know. I'm just gonna apply a few coats of mascara. I have some lashes sitting here, but I don't think I'm gonna apply lashes. I think I just wanna love my natural lashes today too. Although a good falsie would probably set this off. This is my second time using this mascara. I feel like the first time I didn't understand the wand, like I wasn't using it the right way. But I feel like this time, and I don't have the strongest lashes, but they're okay. And I think this mascara is pretty good. I like the way it applies mascara to the bottom. It's really easy to use. It doesn't get everywhere. Because I feel like with other mascara wands, the ones that are chunkier, sometimes that mascara gets everywhere. Oops. Kind of like that. And the lip I'm going to be using is the East Coast Slay, which is like my favorite lip product. This is the one that I created last year with Bobbi Brown, and I think it's like the perfect nude. I usually pair it with like Cork Liner or Brown by LA Girl. So this is the full look, guys. Let me get really close so you can see exactly what my skin looks like. Texture, pores. You can see a little bit of hyperpigmentation peeking through in some areas, but it's totally fine. Makes us human. But yes, thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video was informative for you guys. I feel like when I walked into the video, I was really nervous because I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to be super close, show everyone what my skin looks like right now. And that just made me nervous for some reason because the internet can be a very cruel place. But now that it's done, I feel like I'm really happy with it. And I spoke some life into myself. I hope that I also spoke some life into you guys, and that you are able to just go about your day, love yourself a little bit more. Make sure that you are checking in on your strong friends, your family. I feel like everyone needs a little bit of extra love right now. We are living through some very tough times. So I'm sending you guys all of my love, positive vibes, virtual hugs and kisses, all that good stuff. I hope to see you in my next video. And yeah, I love you guys. Bye.